Red clover. Clover species are an important component of meadows in Europe and North America, although fewer of them today are cultivated on any scale, other than Dutch or white clover and red clover. White clover, identified by its prostrate rooting stems and leafless flowering stems, probably evolved through hybridization and cultivation, whereas red clover is a truly wild plant in Europe. Indeed, in Transylvania, the presence of white clover in a meadow sward is usually evidence of agricultural improvement, often during the communist period. Red clover is a most variable species, a short-lived perennial forming leafy clumps. Plant range from low-growing wild variants with small leaves and dark pink flowers to tall, upright farm variants up to 60 centimeters, 24 inches tall, with sometimes very robust stems and leaves and larger pale pink flowers. The long stalked leaves have 3 narrowly oval to almost circular leaflets up to 5 centimeters, 2 inches long, which are hairy beneath. The flowers, produced from May to September, are in dense, usually solitary rounded heads, 2 to 4 centimeters, 4/5 to 1 1/4 inches across, with 2 leaves immediately below. Bumblebees are the principal pollinators, their long tongues able to exploit the plentiful nectar in the flowers. This was first observed by Charles Darwin himself, who noted how farm cats protect these bees by hunting the mice that raid their nests. Thus, cats on a farm can help to ensure a good crop of clover seed. Later, well-read Irish humorous writer Flann O'Brien added that the clover fields also need more unmarried ladies who traditionally keep a cat for company. Red clover came to Appalachia from Europe, but is now, as around the temperate world, a fully established member of the flora of meadows and other grassland. It has been extensively planted for forage and hay and as a soil improver, and crop breeders on both continents have developed a range of variation. Even in Europe, its native status is hard to pin down. Until the Second World War, much of the red clover seed sown on British farms was imported from Transylvania. There is another Transylvanian link. Red clover was central to the so-called agricultural revolution of the 18th century, which transformed British farming by adding nitrogen to fields and improving cereal yields. Interestingly, although English landowners and farmers adopted clover in crop rotations, its use has been pioneered in Flanders from the 16th century. The Saxons of Transylvania themselves came from Flanders, keeping in touch with their homelands, and until recently, fields of red clover could still be seen around the villages. Most are now replaced by alfalfa or lucerne. Red clover, at least the young shoots, was once introduced in the diet of poor black people in this part of the USA, and it was reported that Native Americans in California ate clover in the spring. Bears certainly do. In Transylvania, large amounts of clover leaves can sometimes be seen in bear droppings in meadows. The plant reputedly has health benefits, including alleviation of hormonal and respiratory conditions, but the evidence is inconclusive. Red clover is the state flower of Vermont. Dr. John Ackroyd.